Hello everybody. If you're here, I'm just trying to figure out how to set a moderator. Let's see, broadcasting info. Would it be that? No, it's not that. Banners. Okay. Does anybody have an idea of how I set a broadcaster settings? Let's see. General camera studio guests. Guests. Play sound. Oh, I need Susie. Is Susie here? How do I set a broadcaster? Susie, how do I set a moderator? Come, I've got 1 minute until I have to go live. Hello, Ruth. Hello, Tequina. Hello, Susie. No, Susie, you're supposed to be the expert on this. Okay, let's say guests, participants, invite a guest. But a guest would be on the show itself, wouldn't it? Maybe it's on YouTube. Maybe if I try to go onto YouTube itself. But I'm not signed in as myself because I'm scared that I'm going to sign out. Tequina, I asked you to be my moderator and now I have no idea how to set you as a moderator. I've got an option for mic, cam, guests, more. The more option gives me post comment, layout, private chat, broadcast info, settings. Nope, it's none of those. Hello, Jamaiti. Welcome here. Brand color, theme, logo, overlay, video clips, countdown, background, show display names. Nope, people, I have absolutely no idea how to set. Okay, it's 3 o'clock. So I'm going to start. Tequina, I have no idea. I don't know how to set you up as a moderator. It doesn't give me that option. Okay, so let's start. Welcome, everybody. I'm hoping that some more people will join us. So I'm just going to give a minute or two to try to figure or try to say welcome to everybody, allow everybody to come into the room. What we're going to do today is we're going to, well, you're going to learn with me how to design digitals and click on a name and see if you can do it from here. Well, if I click on a name, it gives me the option to block user, put user in timeout, or block user. Those are the options I get. Which is neither one that I want to do. Maybe exit solo, mute, remove from stream. Nope, none of those either. No, I have no idea how to set a moderator. No, I know, Tequina. Hello, Your Way Crafting. Welcome here. Good morning. Hello, Kelly. Good morning, or good morning. Welcome here. Thank you, Susie. If you can let me know as soon as you found out. I'm using StreamYard. So if you could tell me how to set Tequina up as a moderator for the stream, I would be very, very happy. Okay, thumbs up, buttercups. Okay, we've got a few Ruth, yeah, I think we haven't arrived until we get trolls, and I haven't had a troll yet, so hoping that I do not need it. But I did want to do it professionally, and in case somebody arrives that is meaning to do us harm or disturb the broadcast. So I did ask Tequina, she's a good friend now, if she would be my moderator. And she's all here and on time and ready to help me. And now I don't know how to set her as a moderator. um, thank you, Kelly. If you could check with her, I would really love that, please. I need to figure out. Ooh, 7 a.m. It's a yeah, Tequina. I agree. Just in case. Um, Not sure if we'll have trolls, and hopefully we won't, but obviously a troll can make the whole experience a really yucky experience for everybody, and none of us needs that. Kelly says, if nothing else, if you have a product you want to link to, a moderator can put the link in the chat. At the moment, nope, there's nothing. There should be a description in the description box. The only link there is if you guys want to make donations. Thank you, Tequina. Thank you for understanding. Susie is going to do some research for me quickly and see if she can help me figure it out, because she also uses StreamYard for her live broadcasts. If you have less than 1,000 subscribers, then YouTube doesn't actually allow you to make to do any live broadcast unless you use a third-party app, which in this case we're using StreamYard to do that. Okay, I think let's get started. It's 4 minutes in, so let's get started. If you guys quickly click on the description of the video, if you just read on the description of the video for a moment, I've said they come learn with me how to design your own digital download printables. I only use free apps. The questions I will try to answer today, oh, spelling mistake there, include what is DPI? How does it influence my picture quality? What dimensions must I use for my design to achieve 300 DPI? What is a vector or a SVG file and how do I create it? What apps must I look for to download? The difference between Photoshop and free apps? How do I create electronic backgrounds? And how to plan your design to get the right vectors. I've mentioned there that if you are interested in doing digitals or learning how to do digitals, if that's the reason you're here and not just to chat with me, I would very, very much suggest that you quickly run and grab a pen and paper, because there's going to be things that you want to take notes of. Your alternative is just watch this through with me and get a good understanding of what's going on, and then go back and re-watch it and make your notes once you've got a good understanding. In the beginning, it's going to be a bit of chaotic because I'm going to jump around between different things to give you the background and understanding of how it works. I'm not an expert. I'm learning with you. I'm just going to explain what I've learned so far. Okay, so I'm going to keep going, referring back to these questions that I've put there in the description box to see if I've answered everything that I wanted to in this live broadcast. Okay. All right. Let's just read the comments quickly. 7 a.m. is early, but thank you for being here, Kelly. You want to link to a moderator, you can put the link in the chat. Okay. I'll post that donation link when I can. Oh, loophole, using a third party. Yes, we like loopholes. This whole video live is going to be about loopholes. I don't know anything about Photoshop, and I'm finding the loopholes to create digitals. I'm trying to teach myself, and I think there's a lot of people out there that does exactly, that needs the loopholes, that also doesn't have the Photoshop experience or background. Yeah, Kelly, I have the live chat up on another screen. so in front of me, and hopefully I'll be able to catch everything you guys say that way. Shoo, Kelly says she gets up at 5 in the morning. She's late today. All right. I think let's start with the first question on the list there, which was what is, oh, there's Susie's answer. Let me just read. Click on your profile. It is beside your picture on the top right. Wait, and it will go to a screen where you click on continue to YouTube, then go to live chat, click on a name, and the bottom option is to add a moderator. Okay, Susie, am I understanding I need to leave StreamYard and go to YouTube? Okay, where is my profile? More. Settings. General. Guys, I'm just gonna move the camera so I can actually get to the phone. I'm sorry for that. I don't mean to make the broadcast unpleasant for anybody, but I need to just check what is going on. Okay, general. Okay, I need to find a way to enter the broadcast studio or to enter YouTube. More. Broadcast information. Live. View on YouTube. Okay, let's go there. Continue to YouTube. And it says I must put my sound softer. Oh, but I'm scared then you guys won't hear me. All right. Oops. Okay, I've got my sound off on my camera now. Can you guys just confirm that you can hear me? Can you please just confirm that you can hear me still? Queen, add moderator. Okay, now do I go back to StreamYard? Into my live. Okay, and just closing YouTube. Okay. All right, sorry for that, guys. My apologies. Just going to set up the camera again. Okay, and that should do it. Can everybody see? All right, I'll catch up on the messages quickly. Susie, you are a lifesaver. Thank you very, very much. Taquina, I believe you can kick people out now if they're nasty, okay? Let's just catch up. Remember to be on live chat so you don't miss anything. Thank you, Susie. Thank you very much. Good morning, Joanne from Journaling Adventures. That journal that Susie showed of yours is beautiful. Donna Fellows. How do I pronounce that? Donna or Donna? Donna, thank you. Tell everybody to hit the thumbs up. Morning, sis. Joanne's fixing breakfast while she's watching. It's 3:10 in the afternoon here. We're nowhere near breakfast. Okay. Loud and clear. Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you. Hear you. Spanner, and you did it. You're still on StreamYard. Yep. Okay. Congratulations, Taquina. You've just been promoted to moderator. Okay, guys, I've had a bit of a chat before some of you entered the studio. If you look at the description of the video, just have a quick read there. Those are the questions I'm going to try to answer, and then unless you guys have other questions that comes up. And then I very much, if you guys are looking at also designing digitals, if you're not just here for the chat and the fun of it, then I would very, very much suggest that you grab a pen and paper to make notes. Otherwise, you can watch through this, get a general feel of what's going on and how does it work. and then come and re-watch it to make the notes. There is going to be a bit of jumping around in the beginning to just get you guys up to date on all the basics of what you need. Okay, I'm going to start with the first question is what is DPI? DPI is stands for dots per inch. Okay, so if you have a little square, now I think I'm going to take the bigger pen. All right, if you have a square, and let's assume that is an inch square. Can you guys see that? Now I have to wait for the videos for 10 seconds just to see it. Okay, you can see that. All right. So if I start making dots in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, you guys get the idea. I'm making dots in there, all right? So what that means is 300 DPI, which is the quality that the normal digitals that you buy on Etsy and that sort of thing. It's a good quality. It's considered a good quality, 300 DPI. That is 300 dots per inch square. So there's 300 dots of ink in that square. So it makes the picture full, and it makes it the quality better. So it's not pixelated. Have you ever downloaded a picture, a small picture, and then when you enhance it and you make it bigger, then suddenly you get a pixelated picture? Then it's not so high quality anymore. Or if you've ever tried to blow up a photograph, suddenly it's not so in focus anymore. That is because the dots per inch, the DPI, changes the quality of the picture. The bigger your picture is, the more dots per inch you need. Okay, so that is how dots per inch DPI influence your picture quality. Okay, I'm just going to catch up on the messages, and then I'm going to show you with DPI what we need to do. Sorry, just need to enter my password here. Might have to do it again in a moment. All right. All right. All right, let's just catch up. I hope Kelly's got a coffee by now. Everybody that's having morning, get your coffee, get your pen and paper ready. Your way crafting says that means you've got to be nice. Yes, this time I have a moderator. You've got to be nice. All right. Some of these, I wonder if you guys can also do me a favor of maybe putting, if you're speaking to me specifically and not just to everybody else, if you could maybe try to put your comments in capitals, because there's a lot of comments that's just not meant for me. Which, I mean, go forth and chat amongst each other. It's not a problem at all. If you stay until the end, then I will give a shout out to the people that are there, and I will tell the other people what do you do on your channels that I'm aware of, the channels that I've been watching. So I like doing that because I like the whole community to sort of get to know each other. I just want to sort of go through this basic information first. All right, now this says it's not linked, and that's probably because my internet is not linked. That would be really clever, wouldn't it? Let's just link my internet. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, now if you want to check the DPI, let's say you are going to download, or let's say you're going to create a page that is an A4 page, or more or less a letter size page, right? I'm wondering, the camera quality looks really bad to me on my own screen that I'm watching on. Is it really bad, guys? All right, I'm going to Google here. I'm going to say 300 dpi for A4, which is it's sort of close to letter size, but I want to, for people in America, you would probably Google 300 dpi for letter size in pixels. So what we want to do firstly is we want to figure out how many pixels are in 300 dpi on the size A4. Okay, so here I've got a list really quickly that says for A5, we're gonna need dimension size in millimeter. Okay, that just tells you how big it is. Millimeter, that would be 210 millimeter by 148 millimeter. And the pixel size for 300 dpi, it says without bleed. Bleed is to make it print up to the sides, is 2480 by 1748. And for A4, it would be, A4 is 297 millimeters by 210 millimeters, and the pixel size would be 3508 by 2480. Okay, now why am I doing this? Why am I Googling this information? Because when you design a page, you want to make sure that when you enter one of the programs where you actually do the design, they're going to ask you, how big do you want the canvas? Do you want it this or that? They give a few options. Or do you want to create a custom size? So it's very important that you look there whether your size actually exists on that, and if not, that you create a custom canvas that is the correct size that you would need. Okay. I'm just going to switch off the internet on this tablet again. I will keep on switching it back on as I'm looking for information, but I just want the battery to last as long as possible. Okay, let's just catch up on the messages and see if there's any questions about this that I've just asked for. Thank you for posting that link for the coffee shop, Tequina, for people that want to buy me a coffee. Kelly, why do you retract your messages? My curiosity will never hold that. Hello, Enchanted Dreams. Welcome back. Welcome here. No, you're not late. I know it's very early by you. Okay. Susie says it's blurry, which means I'm going to have to find a way. Susie, is this screen also blurry? If I do that, is this blurry, or can you see this? Arabella, welcome. Susie found a new way to dye coffee dyed paper. She just spills her coffee on the paper. Yeah, the phone might have more DPI than the iPad than the phone can see. Can you guys see that, or is it not good? You're the second person I've heard dyed their paper that way. Handmade by Gardena. Welcome here. Thank you for joining us. I'm just reading through, guys, see if there's anything for me. Move your camera down. You mean down and in height? It's not that easy, my darling. It's on a plank. You guys, Okay, do you want me to move this closer to the thing? It's going to take me a minute. I do have a plan, but it will take me a minute to just set it up quickly. So quick vote, do you want me to move the camera closer to the screen, to the iPad screen? I'm really glad Laurie is here. Guys, I'm waiting for an answer. Do you want me to move the screen closer? Okay, try it before moving the blank. Okay, all right, we're going to do it that way first. All right. If this bothers you, I can move it closer, but I had it that way set up originally, and then I thought it was too close, so I moved it again. All right. So the next thing that we're going to do, if we look at the questions on the below the video, is what dimensions must I use for my design to achieve 300 dots per inch? So I think we've answered that. Those are these dimensions I've got written down here. All right, then the next thing I need to do is explain to you what is a vector or a SVG file. Okay, now if we go into my photos, and we're looking for a vector file. These vectors, okay. So if you look at a normal picture, which one is not a vector? I think that, okay. Do you see this one has a white background? I'm making it smaller and bigger. So you can see the picture has a white background where you can't see through it. So that's not a vector, okay? That's also not a vector. Not a trying to find a vector now. No. Nope. Okay, let's find one lower. Okay. All right. Do you see this picture of the butterflies? All right. Do you see it has no background? I can move it around, I can twist it, but it has no actual background. There's nothing, so it's literally just the butterflies. Can you see that? Susie, it changes the background, so I'm not sure if that helps. All right. So this is a vector file or a SVG file. What I mean by SVG file is you've all seen a file called, for instance, a PDF or a JPEG file. So this file would be whatever butterfly dot SVG. So that's the way this sort of file is stored. It's called a SVG file. It's also called by the name of a vector. Okay. Now you need vectors in order to design digitals. All right. I think, do I need to discuss how to scan in your own work to design digitals of work that you've done already? Would you guys like me to sort of backtrack and start there maybe for the people that already have work that's been created? Let's just catch up with the comments. Okay, all right. The easiest way to create digitals is by scanning in something that you already have, okay? So let's just grab something here. Right, I made these earlier today. It's not done yet, that still has to be glued on there. But let's assume this was now a picture or an artwork or a painting or something that I've created. Sorry for that. And I want to recreate this. So, or let's say I want to do this and I want to be able to cut this out in future and use it again. then I would put that onto my printer scanner, and I would literally just scan the page into my printer. It would give me a scanned page, which I can save as a PDF, and by that PDF, I can reprint it. Obviously, if you're going to reprint it, it's a good idea to take the whole page and create many, so basically use as much space as you can, so that when you print, and you've got an A4 page printing, or try to fit it into the page the best you can. So when you scan it, there's no unnecessary white space between your things. All right. So you would try to fill a page before you scan it. Once you've scanned it, you can always just reprint it and use it again. And also, if you've got a nice picture and you want to scan it, and I'm going to show you how to make vectors. So let's say you have a beautiful butterfly picture, you can scan it, and I will show you how to change that into a vector format. Okay. Was that clear about the scanning? Does everybody understand the scanning, how that works? Or are there any questions around scanning your work in? Laurie, the video will be up for all time unless YouTube chases me off YouTube. So yes, you can save it and watch it later. I did mention to maybe get a pen and paper so you can make notes, but it might also be a good idea to leave the note making for now. Just watch the whole video, get a good idea of how it works, and then once you understand everything, then to go back, watch it again, and then make the notes of what apps you need to get, or what do you need to search for, or what do you need to Google, and that sort of thing. Okay. Yes, Kelly says it's very handy for making book covers. It is. It's very, very. Susie says it's clear as mud. So she says I didn't explain well. Susie, I'll do a separate broadcast for you just to explain it properly. All right. So I'm going to move on from the scans, and I'm going to move on to how do I create a vector. All right. So what you need is you need a program or an app that can create a vector. I'm going to jump forward to one of my questions is, what is the difference between using Photoshop and free apps? Well, firstly, Photoshop costs money, all right, and free apps don't cost money. The second thing is that Photoshop has a definite learning curve, which is quite heavy. The average person that has no design background or no electronic art background is going to struggle. I'm not a foolish person, and I struggle to understand what to do or how to get the right information on Photoshop. And I don't want anything that I have to pay a monthly subscription to, that is, because I'm not going to use it full time every day, and then the money is not worth it for me. Okay. All right. Your way crafting. All right. That's Brenda, isn't it? I did answer that, but I will answer it again. I'm just going to show you guys. If you look at a picture like that, it has a background. Do you see? The picture has a white background. All right. If I'm moving it around, that you can't see through. All right. That's a normal picture. Any picture has a background. It's usually in a square form, but it has white in the background. Now, obviously, I don't want to paste that onto any of my designs, because I don't want the white background to show on my design. All right. But you can cut out the picture from its background, like I've done with these butterflies. And you can see the butterfly is now a vector file. It's a .svg file, like you would get a JPEG or a PDF. So this is a .svg file, and it's called a vector. So can you see it? the butterflies have no background. You can actually see past it at the things below. I wonder if right, there's a rose with no background. All right, does that make it clear what is a vector file? Any more questions around vectors? I have things I need to scan into my Etsy shop, but can't. I found out that my Chromebook doesn't work with my Epson printer. I don't know how to solve that. Your printer should be working separate from your Chromebook. Your scan option is something that works through your photos usually, your gallery, wherever you've got your gallery. I don't do this on a computer or a laptop, Laurie, so I'm not 100% sure, but your printer shouldn't be working through your Chromebook is a notebook, isn't it? It's a laptop. You're going to need to ask, or you're going to need to Google Epson 4700 printer troubles what's it called? An add-on that you can add into Chromebook that allows you to use your Epson. Epson is a standard printer, so it would be really funny if there's not a way around that. If there's no way around that, phone Epson and tell them it's not working with your Chromebook and you need a solution for that. Laurie, I doubt if you need to get another scanner or computer. Epson is a big name. I can't imagine that they wouldn't have a workaround for that. Okay. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the App Store. This is not, the idea of this is not to tell you exactly which apps to go download. The idea of this is to tell you what to search for and what you are looking for. All right. Obviously, if you're doing it on a Android tablet, it might not be the exact same names, but you would be able to look for something similar. All right. So what you'll be looking for firstly to create vector or SVG files is you're looking for a background eraser. So I'm going to write in there background eraser. All right, and search. I'm hoping that it's going to show up big enough on the screen. Tequina says, I have an app for my Epson printer on all my devices. They talk over Wi-Fi. It's great. Okay, Laurie, there's your solution. There's your solution. Tequina has just given you the solution. She has an app for all her Epson printers or for her Epson printer on all her devices. And then it talks through Wi-Fi. It doesn't talk in a different way. I need to switch screen names for a bit. Who are you going to be? All right. So we've got I've now searched for background eraser. I can't, right. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take my phone closer for a bit until I can put the screen up again. Right. Let's just see how this is going to work. See if you guys can see this. All right, so I've searched for Adobe Photoshop as an option. It gives me background eraser SUP. Let me just pull this wire. I have no idea what that is. It gives Magic Eraser background edit. It gives background eraser. I have that app, I believe, because it says open, so I think I have that. It gives Light X photo editor. It gives Bizarre, Photo Editor, and Design. So you can see there's plenty of apps that comes up if you look for a background eraser. Okay, so when you go into the eraser, let's just choose one by random. Let's say Magic Eraser Background Edit. Let's choose that one. All right. Then we're going to read what it says. Let me just click on more. Okay. Remove the background of any picture in seconds and save as a PNG or JPEG featuring automated background area. Sorry, PNG is also similar to a SVG file. JPEG you can't change afterwards. Okay. Magic One tool, you guys can read there. Right, this transparent image can be used with other apps, Keynote, blah, 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 WhatsApp. It's got a zoom in for fine pixel level accuracy, erase or restore the area you touched, magic wand, remove similar color area automatically, reverse tool, save in high resolution, etc. All right, now what I usually look for here is basically that thing that says magic wand. No, I look for one. I'm going to show you in my own app. I look for one where I'm not, where the point of my pencil is not directly under my pencil. There's a bit of an offset, but I will show you in the app that I use. Okay. What I look for here usually is whether this is a paid app. All right, so anyone will work, but obviously I'm looking for apps that's not paid for. All right. The account will be charged 24 hours prior to the end of the current period. The subscription is $9.99 with a 3-day free trial. So by that, I would have eliminated this specific app. I won't use it because it's not a free app. Okay. The one that I got, if you are using an iPad, is called Eraser. Let me just find it. It's called, it looks like that, and it's called Eraser. Okay. The one I used before was Smart Cut. I will show you that one as well, but I don't like that as much. But you'll see I have many apps, so I'm still trying out which ones I want to work. Okay, I'm going to move the camera up again. And then I'm going to read the comments to see if there's any comments that I missed. I'm thinking that I need to move the camera down. Guys, I'm going to move the camera down. It's going to take me a minute. I will keep on chatting with you in that minute, but I think that this is going to be difficult for you guys to see what I do on the screen. So I'm just going to put this down for a moment. I apologize for that. I apologize for the screen there, but I just want to set my camera up a little bit lower. I've got a plank that I need to just put over the thing. Where is the, oh, here it is. And then I've got a basket that I hang into the plank. And then I'm going to put the phone in the basket. Right, so that should be solving the problem. I've got the plank up. I'm just trying to hook up the basket now. When I looked initially, when I set up the phone and the camera, I thought the screen was quite clear. But now that I type into it, I see it's not as clear as I would like. All right, so I've got that set up. So let's have a look if which side's the camera. Camera is on that side, so let's put this in here. All right. And no, I'm going to need to just move it 1 or 2 up. All right. Okay, now I'm going to need to keep watching if I'm in screen. because I actually set my screen up beforehand to know that it fits into the screen, and now I have no idea if it's going to fit. Okay, but let's hope that works better. Just get the wires out of the way. Right, and set up the phone so it's straight. My huge apologies for this, guys. I just want to set it up so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. All right. Okay, so is that any better? Let's just go into the App Store. Is that any better, you guys? I'm hoping it is. Right, let me catch up with comments and then I'll see. Laurie, if you can print, then you can scan. As long as it's a scanner, obviously. If you can print, you will be able to scan as well. Because the same setting that allows it to print allows it to scan. There must be a workaround on that. So you just need to find out from Epson. Maybe Google Epson 4700 troubleshooting and see if that gives you any solutions. Okay, Takina says it's in the Play Store. You just search for Epson. Arabella says, good luck, everyone. Will be listening on the background. I'm sewing in the signatures of my Alice book. Brilliant, Arabella. Not a problem. Thank you for joining. We appreciate it. And Arabella, are you filming your Alice book? The making of. Yeah, see, and Angela Drake, welcome. Ah, that's Kelly. I swear that's Kelly. It's the same picture. Yeah. So how did your name change from Kelly to Angela? That's a wide one. Right, because I'm setting my camera. I'm glad you're hanging around. Rachel, I don't know if Acron camera mount will ship to Africa, but it's a fabulous camera mounting system. Yeah, I have no idea if it will ship here either. I will I will look at that. Let me make a note. Otherwise I'm gonna forget afterwards. You say Acron camera mount. Acron camera mount. Okay, I will try to remember that for afterwards to search for that. Okay. Ruth says it's still blurry. Well, it's closer, but it's still blurry. Yeah, I closed the door so that there's not too much light, but there's not much more I can do with. Oh, hold on. Maybe I can put a blanket or something over the thing and in the window. Hold on 2 seconds, guys. Okay, there we go. Does that help any? Is that any more helpful? I've closed the is that any more helpful, guys? It doesn't really change it now. Maybe if I change this to landscape. I'm just reading the comments. Okay, Kelly, is your name now Kelly or Angela? I will have a look. I will look at Janet Wakeland. Right, somebody needs to remind me of that name. Okay, great. Everybody says it's better. Wonderful. Guys, I'm really, really sorry that it took me. I wasn't realizing that these problems would occur. I had thought that I'd set myself up well for the recording and I didn't realize. Okay, so just just on a quick thing here, you're looking for a eraser background and you're obviously looking for something that's free. Okay, the one I use is plain called eraser. All right. Now if we go into eraser, all right, what it does, all right, I'm gonna turn my screen up right because I believe that will be big enough now. Okay, all right. All right, I'm just gonna say done and save. I'll go and grab the picture now and done. Okay, now it gives me an advert. I'm just gonna cancel the advert. All right, so when you open the app, it's going to give you this screen, which has the options of load a new photo. Am I not in screen? Let me just move this down. All right, it's going to give the option of load a new photo, copied image, resume. That is if you've been busy with a file. How to, then just resume with it. All right. So if you click on load a new photo, it's going to give you the option of going to collect a photo from any of your, it goes to your photos on your screen, and it gives you the option of loading a photo. All right. So I'm going to choose recent photos, and I'm going to choose the one that I am busy with. All right, let's choose a butterfly. Let's just choose a butterfly there. All right, because it's big and everybody will be able to see. Just reading through the comments, and I'm all right, I'm going to move my screen slightly up. I see it's not quite in screen. Okay. All right, now on this free app, at the bottom here it says free 1.1, 2 or 1 to 1. That's your size. 2 to 3, 3 to 2, 3 to 4. I believe if you choose any of these options, then it becomes a no. Apparently not. It doesn't become paid. Okay. But if you look at, I'm clicking on 16 to 9, it squashes it. 9 to 16, it squashes it. It shows it that way. 4 to 3 makes it like there. 3 to 4 is the one I'm on pretty much. It just has a little small space left there at the top. 3 to 2 makes it narrow like that. 2 to 3 makes it long like that. And 1 to 1 is a square. So you can basically determine how you want the picture, or it cuts out some of the background already. Okay, I'm going to click on free. I'm going to use the free option. All right. So I'm selecting this photo and I'm clicking done. All right. Now what it's done is it's automatically erased a whole lot of the background for me there. All right. Which is great, but as you can see, for instance, the tentacles of the butterfly is missing, and there might be some other things missing as well. All right, but I can now go in and I can repair it as well. So if I click on repair, I can, it sort of shows, I wonder if I can make this bigger. All right, if I click on repair, I don't know if this is now going to show up on your screens, but you can very, very lightly see the tentacles of the butterfly there. I'm just waiting for my screen to change. There's about a 10-second delay. So I'm just waiting to, all right, I'm going to zoom in even bigger and hoping you guys can see it. All right, that's the biggest I can zoom in. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to repair, but I'm going to make the width of my dot, my circle that I'm using. I'm going to make it a lot smaller because it's precision work. It's the tentacle of a butterfly. Right, what I want to show you here is this offset. I have a circle here on my thing. Can you see that I'm not actually, the place where the color is repaired, on the screen is not exactly where my pencil is, because there's an offset there. That's what the offset does. So it makes that the screen does not quite work where I'm working. The reason why this is important is because when you're working and you're working directly under your finger, especially if you haven't got a pencil, sometimes you need to go into little itty bitty tiny places and you can't actually see under your finger what you are trying to do. So I'm just going to go in here quickly and sort of do the basic, and then I'm going to go in and do it more refined. All right. I'm just going to do that. All right. And then here around the butterfly's head, I can see there's a bit of things that it took away there. All right. And here on the wing, it looks like there's something. All right. I'm just going around checking where it's cut off some of the butterfly, and I'm just repairing that. Okay. All right. Obviously, this is a big part of background that I need to erase, but I'm just on the repair function for right now. So here I can see that it's cut off bits of the butterfly. So I'm just repairing that. Okay. Doing a repair job here. I'm just going to go around repairing, and then I'm going to read the comments again, and then we'll go on to the erasing bit again. All right, so I can see these bits here. I don't know if that's important. I'll check when the picture is big. Okay, I actually never use this automatic feature. I think it makes it more difficult than what it makes it easy. But I wanted to show you this feature. So you can, as a really quick solution, use this automatic feature and erase the background that way. It works really well if you've got sort of a symmetrical pattern, you know, like a label or something like that, then it works really, really well. But if you've got any sort of organic picture, that doesn't work so well. All right, I'm just repairing there. Okay. All right, I'm pretty much done. All right, and then I'm going to show you the erasing part. Okay, just there a little bit. Okay, so I've sort of repaired where I feel that it's cut off more than I wanted to cut off. Okay, you can see that. I'll try to increase the size so you can get a good feel for that. Right, I'm just going to read the comments again. Ruth, you're saying it's still hard to see. I'm hoping because I increased the screen that it would be better. I can't really let it go any lower. I don't know how to. I would need to. I could possibly put the plank lower again. Okay, guys, give me a quick vote on the picture quality. If you want me to drop it some more, I will, but then obviously not the whole iPad will be in the screen. It's already sort of cutting off the iPad. But if you want me to drop the camera some more, I can try to do that. Susie, take notes. This is way over my not technical head to follow along, but I will have to rewatch in halftime. Guys, tell me where you're losing me. Tell me what part is confusing you. Then I will go back and explain it better. You know, if you have questions, then other people will have questions as well. The idea of this is not to confuse you. I did say, however, in the beginning, there will be a whole bunch of information that seems chaotic. But maybe if you've watched it and then get a sort of a general understanding of how it works, and then go back and watch it again, it will make a lot more sense. But if you would like me to go back and explain properly, I don't mind at all. I will explain. But tell me, where are you? Where's the problem? What did you not understand? Kelly says, know that there is a learning curve with this. The more we play, the more things will become clear to us. Exactly. The For me, the learning curve with Photoshop is huge. So for me, I think this is a much easier way of doing it. And you look for a program that you understand. You look for an app that you understand. That's not, that's on your level, that you understand. As long as you understand, okay, you need a background eraser program, then you go looking for one that you can work with, that is on the level that you understand. And obviously looking out for that, this offset. I think that's important, this offset where the circle is not exactly where your finger would be or your pencil would be. And then the other thing that I think is important is that it's free, that you don't pay for it. Okay, Laurie says, time to head out for the day. Bye-bye, Laurie. You have a good day. Thank you for joining us for early morning. I appreciate it. Joanne, I can't figure out how to get the dial pad on my phone. I'm too old. That's very bad. All right. No, Susie, I'm older. It gets easier the more you do it. I agree with that. All right. Ruth says it might be her screen. All right. So no one said that I need to move the screen. If you guys feel I honestly need to move the screen closer, I can put a plank in closer and then try to do that if it's still not clear. Okay. All right. So now I've done the repair bit and now I'm going to do the erasing bit. So I'm going to zoom this picture in as big as it can go. It basically looks out of focus. So this time it won't be your screens. It's me. Okay. All right. And sorry, I just want to go back here. I think my thing is on a blur. Let me just see, done. Right, I don't want it feathered. Okay, back. All right. All right, so now I'm just erasing the background next to, so because it's green and red, it's quite easy because the difference is huge, or not, but it does look blurry here because I've increased the size of the picture absolutely to its maximum that I can, and at that size it's hugely pixelated. All right, so if you look now, I've erased just that little bit of the wing there. You see, I've just erased sort of that little bit of the wing there. So that's how big I make the screen. So again, I'm making it as big as I can, and I'm going in there and I'm erasing all the green on the outside of the picture. Depending on the picture, this can sometimes take 2 or 3 days. It's quite a job. I'm considering doing these and then selling them off in packages. Use public domain images, so you guys know that it's a safe image to use, and then doing this background erasing for you guys if you're considering doing digitals, and then sell them in packages, like, let's say, a rose package or an Eiffel Tower package or a script or a frame that goes around a picture. Right. I want to go out of this now. I want to move on to the next thing. I just wanted to explain this vector. So is there anything that you guys would like to ask around creating vectors? So how to erase the background from the actual image? Is there any questions? Are there any questions around this? Or do you understand that the basic feature here is that you want to erase the background from the picture? So you'd get an app that erases backgrounds, and then you erase the background. It's like reverse coloring in. All right. I'm just gonna give you guys a chance to answer me, and then I'm gonna go look at the comments again. All right, let's have a look at the comments. Okay, no comments. Are there still people here? All right, guys, have you got an idea now about the background eraser? Do you understand what I did here? That I erased the background from a picture. Okay, so I think there's a general understanding of what I did. Yeah, okay. When you're done with this, you would click done and you would click save. All right, and then that would save it to your photo roll. Okay, your photos. All right, so I'm going to leave the eraser program now. Okay, let me just make everything smaller here. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go into my photos now. And in here, I have a file that says vectors. So everything that I've already vectorized is in here. So not all of them are vectors. I found out the other day they're not all, but like that one is not. I see that one. Okay, so you can see that one is a vector. So you can see through the picture. All right. So the idea would be now to create a file with all your vectors in it. All right. So now I have different vectors here. Let me show you the pictures. I'm hoping the screen will show it big enough. But this is an endless thing to vectorize to cleaner. All right. So you would go and you would look for the pictures that you like or that you want to add to a specific design. All right. I'm going to go to a design now, and then I'm going to sort of show you all the elements that you might need that you want to put in a picture so that you get an idea of what to do and what to look for. All right. So because each little piece has a part to play. All right. So you get the general idea. You would have all these pictures. That's a paint splash, paint splash, paint splash. It's literally watercolor that I've splashed and then took a photo of it and then erased the background behind the watercolor splash. All right. I'm going to show you how I use that. Okay, that's also a paint splash. I did it on a page. I copied the whole page and then I vectorized it. I don't know if this one is a vector. You see? Yeah. Can you see there? So you can actually see through the picture. All right. So it's time consuming to vectorize this, but obviously that's what you need to do before you can add it into pictures. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to go into some of the designs that I've done to try to show you what you need. Okay. I think this one is a really good example. I'm hoping that it will show well on the screen because you would need to see this properly to be able to understand what I mean. Let me just see if it focuses well. It doesn't really, no. Oh, man. How am I going to solve this problem? Guys, you need to give me another moment. This is not going to work as a broadcast if you guys can't see what I'm doing. I'm going to put a plank again. And then I'm going to move this thing a lot lower. Might even be too low, but we're going to try. Right, let's move this screen. Okay, is that going to work? All right, how does that look, guys? Can you guys give me a bit of feedback? Can you see that? How does that look, guys? I will close the blanket as well, the towel that I put over, so the sharpness of the light is still out. So that should fix the light problem. All right. Alrighty, let's see the comments. Okay, is that better, guys? All right. Okay, now if you look at this picture, it has many elements in it. I think I need to just figure out which part of the screen will show now in the viewer. Okay, it seems that I need to give it a chance to focus every time I change something. Right, I think what I'm going to do is just move the iPad then. Right, so if you look at this picture, I have a receipt type thing as a background. And then I have a brown background. Right. And then I've added like leaves there. Right. So it's sort of sketched leaves. That one is a different type of leaf that I've added there. Right. Then I've added a stamp there. I've added a stamp. I've added a stamp mark. I've added that curvy lines for the stamp. All right. There I've added more sketchy leaves. There I've added more sketchy leaves. All right. And then all over I've got paint splashes. Paint splashes everywhere. I have paint splashes. Okay. So that's the elements contained in this specific photo. All right. Okay, glad the people are saying this is better. Okay. I'm not sure. All right. So you get the idea of what is involved in a design. So you've got a background, you've got whatever you want to add in the front, whatever. So it's really important that when you start a picture, that you sort of have an end result in mind. I'm sure you can sit and just work, if you've got a whole bunch of vectors, you can just sit and work with what you've got. And design something, but sooner or later you're going to run into something that is not what you want, All right, so now if we look at this picture, all right, let me see if I can get it bigger. I'm going to change the screen to this way and see if it's bigger. Okay. All right. Okay. In this picture, I did not use vectors. All right. So I did not use the pictures that was cut out from the background. I just literally used pictures that I found as public domain pictures. And I tried to blend them into the background. So I'm just gonna increase the size there and see if that shows up on the screen. All right, so if you can see there, you can see all around it, I've blended I blended the picture with the background. And the color of this was not the color of the background. And in some cases, I had to sort of lightly go over the whole picture because the background of this picture was actually white. So I had to go over the whole picture, and that made that the quality of the flowers and the quality of the leaves are not so good because I kind of lightly covered them, if that makes, well, I know it makes sense. So obviously, if you're looking for a crisp, nice image, then you want to create a vector so that you don't have to blend it this way. Now, if I go to the right-hand side here, to this lady's photo, see if it shows on my screen. All right, let's just make it slightly smaller. All right, and again there, you can see I had to blend that photo into the background. All right, so you can see around there, there's the square bit of the photo, and I had to blend it in. And if you look at her hair, let's just move that slightly down. I had, with the light pink, I had to go over her hair there to try and get the picture blended in properly. All right. So again, I covered some of the picture to make it blend into the foreground. All right. And again, you lose picture quality. Right. Here in the middle, I added a sort of an old letter. And that sort of just demarks the middle of the page. Right, so that it has a bit of a blending to the middle of the page. But here I've added a letter. And again, I blended the letter in to the background, and I sort of had to go over the letter to make it fit into the background. Okay. And then here at the bottom, let's have a look at that one. Same thing. I had blended that picture into the background. All right. So now I'm going to show you this versus the quality of another one that it's pretty much the same design, just in a different color. But here I used the correct way of, I used vectors in this one. All right. So you can have a look there at the woman's picture, how that is fitting into the photo. All right. Thank you, Taquina, for saying it's beautiful. All right. So can you see there? There's nothing over her hair. I can try to increase the pictures a little bit. All right. There's nothing there over her hair. There's nothing that I had to blend out or anything. There's nothing over her face. I didn't have to sort of make her pink or make the background pinkish or brownish to fit into. This one is more brown. I didn't have to do anything to the picture itself to make it blend into the background. I just literally put a vector file or a SVG or a PNG file, and I plonked it on that place. You know, so I created a background and then I put this onto the background. So can you see the quality difference that makes by, okay, now there's a flower. Let me just move the iPad again. All right. So again, I didn't have to blend this in. I see there's a mistake. You see there, I didn't even see that. All right. I need to fix that. But do you see that this was the very, very first picture that I vectorized? All right. So you can see it makes a huge difference by not having to blend. This one I had blended in again. So you can, if you have a look at the difference there, you can see the blended picture versus putting the picture, the vector file just on top of the screen. You can see there's quite a big difference there. right? And I believe there's an image here at the top. Oh, sorry. Right, so there's a picture there, and that's a vector that I've placed onto the right. So are you guys understanding why we need to vectorize all our pictures so that we don't have to end up blending them in? Right, I'm going to show you another one, and you can see the crispness of the image because it was a vector file that I created, and then I put the vector file on top of the background, which means I didn't have to blend it in. I didn't have to make it fit. I just literally was able, sorry for that. Right, that's the same picture, but I changed the color scheme of it slightly. I want to show you this side as well. All right, so are you guys picking up the difference between blending in a picture and not blending in a picture? All right, it makes a huge difference on the end result of how crisp and clear your picture is. Okay. All right. The next thing that we're going to go on to is how do you create electronic backgrounds? That's basically going to Canva. I can show you on the screen as well how to do it. Thank you, Taquina. Right, I can show you on the screen also how to do it. But I don't want to move on because it's a whole different subject again now. So the next thing that we need to do is create backgrounds. So that's literally this part here to see before you can start adding pictures on top of it. All right, now you can create them yourself or you can create them in canva.com. The advantage of creating them yourself in a painting program on one of the apps is that it's a much smaller file. For some reason or other, it uses a lot less megabytes if you design it yourself on your own apps. I have no idea why, but to give you an idea, I had to email some files from my old iPad to my new iPad, and due to the fact I see there's still glare at the front there. I'm just gonna get another towel that I can add to the front, maybe make it better for you guys. I'm hoping that this will make it better. Oh, there's a lot more things to consider when you're doing an electronic recording. All right. I'm hoping that's a better picture quality for you. All right. So the difference in, all right, I want to move on to creating backgrounds. Creating your own background takes a lot less storage space or memory, which means if you're going to design kits, every little megabyte counts to make the kit bigger. You know, if you're going to design printable download kits, every megabyte counts to make it a bigger kit or to be able to add more things into the kit. All right. I don't want to move on to backgrounds if you guys are not okay with where we are now. Can I just get a thumbs up or okay, move on, or everybody understands up to here? Are there any questions up to here? Guys, if you're this quiet, I feel very nervous because then I'm not sure if any of this makes sense or not, or if I'm going too fast, or if am I still even online? Okay, at least we got a smiley face out of Susie. Guys, help me here. Come on, interact. Okay. All right. Did that other towel make a difference to the screen? Can you guys see better now? Okay. Brilliant. Okay. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Canva and we're going to create backgrounds. All right. So I need to go onto the internet. Let me just get my settings. Oh, I am on the internet. Seems I forgot to sign off last time. Okay. All right. And Safari. And I'm literally just going to into Google put canva.com, which is canva.com. It's sort of a free design program. You can even design some your things on there, but I don't like the size of the files. So as a rule, I don't want to use that. Okay, so I'm just going to log in. I'm just going to take this off screen to log in quickly, you guys. I use a different password on different sites, and now I'm not sure if the one I okay, it's not that one. You couldn't find an account with the email you entered. That's not good. All right. All right. It seems that we're gonna have to sign up. Okay, so let's say log in with Google. Let's see if that works. We couldn't find an account with the credentials you provided. That's lovely. Not now. Okay, sign up with Google. Gonna choose another one. Which one will I choose? Let's choose that one. All right, I'm just gonna put in my password. I'm hoping I remember it. All right, I'm hoping that this will now work. I'm waiting for the sign in to happen. It's waiting for a verification code that they're supposedly going to be sending to my phone. 671523. 671523. Okay, there we are on Canva. All right. All right, that account already exists. Please log in. Oh, good grief, guys. This is not fun. That's my married name for those of you that don't know. Let me just put the password in. Hoping the password you entered is incorrect. Let's try again. Okay, it doesn't look like we're gonna be doing Canva today. I'm having, okay, there we're in. Seems we're in. Okay. Right, so it says welcome to your new homepage. Take a look. Then it says there your stuff, less clutter. Great design, start here. Account administration information on this side. Okay, so we're gonna say create a design. Custom dimensions. Right, now we need to go back to that information that we Googled earlier. So we want to design a A4 page or a letter size page. So this is asking for the information in pixels, px. You can choose different options there. It says inches, millimeters, or centimeters. You can do that. I'm going to choose pixels. Right, the width of the canvas needs to be 3508 pixels. This is information that we Googled right at the beginning of the broadcast. So if you're not sure, you can just go back and look at that a little bit later. We just Googled the DPI in pixels for an A4 size, and then we got these pixels. You don't have to remember it. That's why I want to try to equip you guys to be able to do it yourselves. So it's not information that if you didn't write it down from the broadcast, you wouldn't know how to. You can just you can Google it, you can get the information, and then you can design from there. All right, so I'm going to say create a new design. All right, so we've got a screen, and I have no idea if it's going to show the whole screen to you guys. All right, so let's see. So now it's saying choose a template, drag a template onto the canvas to get. On the left-hand side here, it says photos, elements, text, music, and then it has one that says backgrounds. So I'm going to click on, let me show you that on the screen. So it's the 1 second from the bottom that says backgrounds. Okay, I don't know that I can increase the size of this. All right. But then it gives you a whole bunch of background options. All right, I'm just going to give you guys time to catch up. I'm just going to read the comments, and I'm going to take a sip of my not energy drink. Kelly, what were you trying? Were you trying to do it as well whilst we are busy? Says there are 13 in chat. We're here. Thank you, Tequina. Everybody is concentrating, so there's no chat happening. Ruth, thank you. All right, remember that what we see is on a lag, so you won't see our responses immediately. Yeah, that's true. I do forget that. Rachel, I don't think I'd have shared your login verification. I didn't share the password. Oh, the verification is a one-time verification, Kelly. So it's not gonna help anybody else to verify anything. Then if you log in right now, then it's gonna ask for a different verification. All right. Thank you, Susie. Everybody hit the thumbs up. I had to get one blog post up first thing. I'm running late this morning. My apologies, man. Oh, look who's here. Stephanie is here from Coffee, Paper, Scissors. All right. There's a lot of information that we've covered already. But I'll try to keep you guys up to. We're on a whole different subject again now. We're now on creating a background in Canva. So, all right. I'm caught up with the messages. So let's have a look. All right. So it says drag a template onto the canvas to get started. So firstly, at the top, you can sort of choose a color creation. All right. They've got nothing in coffee color. Let's click on the palette and see if we've got there's their default colors. All right. So I think we're going to go for what shall we go for? Choose one, people. Purple. Lilac purple. Shall we choose lilac purple like that? Are we happy with that? Choose a color, people. Oh, brilliant. Takina says purple, you first, so we're on the same wavelength. Okay. Right. For those that are joining now, that would specifically be Stephanie. All right. If you look in the description of the video, itself, I made a list there of the questions that I'm trying to answer in this video. So I've answered what is DPI, that's dots per inch. I've explained it properly. Does everybody understand what is DPI? So say question 1, DPI, yes, if you understand what's DPI. All right. Question 2 is how does the DPI dots per inch influence my picture quality? Why are you changing colored, people? Did I say something like that? I apologize. I'm not trying to change colored people. Hey, I'm sensitive to those type of remarks. Right. Okay. Then I've explained how does the dots per inch influence your picture quality. I believe everybody would have understood that. I've explained what dimensions must I use for my design to achieve 300 dots per inch. The dog is killing the cat. Let me just rescue the cat, people. Hey. Ek kan nie die kat verloor nie. Nee. He's actually playing, but he plays too rough, and the cat is a kitten, so scared that the cat gets hurt while I'm playing video on YouTube. All right. So I've explained the dimensions, what to use for your design. I've explained where do you get the dimensions, which is simple. You Google it. Screen went off. Had to put in my password to get the screen on. Okay. I've explained what is an SVG file or a vector file. I'll add PNG in there. And how do you create one? I've explained what apps to download to erase the background. I've not explained yet what apps to download for doing the actual designs. So you need a background eraser program. I've explained that. And then I went into my background eraser program and I showed you how to erase the background from the picture so that you can use it in a design. Then I went and showed you what's the difference in looks when you use a background erased picture and not use a background erased picture. A background erased picture is called a vector. So when you use a vector file, then your picture just looks a whole lot better. The end result looks a lot better because you don't have to try to blend in a square or a rectangle photo into your design. All right. I've explained the difference for me between Photoshop and free apps, which obviously is cost. And Photoshop can do everything that I'm going to do in 3 or 4 apps. Photoshop can do as an all-in-one. So it has all the tools available to do that. The cat just blasted the dog, which is a good thing because the dog is trying to hurt the cat. All right. So now what we're on is how to create electronic background. So the first option I'm going to show you is doing it on Canva. So that's where we are now, Stephanie. All right, let me just catch up with the comments. Everybody understands question 1. Sounds like my house, except one cat is trying to bully the other. Yeah, it does sound like the dog wants to eat the kitten, but it's the problem here is the kitten is gonna grow up and then it's gonna whack the dog. All right. So I'm gonna choose a purple background. Let's just see. I'm actually looking for something grungy. So all right, let me just all right, so now I'm going through the background here. And I'm looking for something that I would like to use, but it's sort of going to give it a purplish overlay. All right. So if I choose that looks like palm trees, well, that's not purple. I thought it would make it purple. All right. So here you've got a whole bunch of backgrounds. There's a wood grain one. All right. There's a brick one. If you're looking for a brick background. My hand in front of the screen is not doing it is not doing it well. I'll use my left hand here on the left hand side of the screen. Right, so that one is just sort of paper. That one is wood grain again. That one looks like linen or folded, like swirly linen. Right, that one looks like bubbles. I quite like that one. Right, I think I'm going to use that bubbles page. Right, so I'm going to say add page. Oh, no. All right. This is not the way I did it last time. I have no idea why it does it differently. Okay, now I'm going to put a purple overlay on that. And I think I'm meant to... Now it keeps adding pages. That's not what I want to do. All right. Where's my options? All right. Place it on the screen. Only you can see, such as your laptop. All right. I don't want this purple screen. So I want to go back and go back. Let's just... All right. All right, so let's say we're going to use that one. Then there's a way that you can send it to yourself. All right, let's say effects. There, effects. All right, so we can do a duotone. I've not played too much with Canva, guys. I'm trying to just show you that there's options on Canva where you can design your own things and add it into... Here you've got frames, you've got stickers, you've got charts, you've got grids. Nope, I don't want the grid. Go back one. Right. So sorry about that. I think I should have played around with Canva a little bit better before I showed you, but the idea is that you can go on Canva and you can design backgrounds that has plenty of options on. I keep changing my hand around, my apologies. So you can get a whole good bunch of designs there. You've got a bubble design there. Let me just close that. Right, and then when you're finished, you download it there. Let me just see if I can get that in the screen. There's a download button. You download it and you send it to yourself. If you're on free Canva, then you can download 10 a day. More than 10, it stops you, and then it says you can do more the following day. But once you've done it, you can create several color schemes with the same background. Right, so I'm going to go out and I'm going to go show you that now. Where's that? Okay, that would probably be in my photos. Okay, let's go there. Do I have backgrounds here? Nope, I don't have my background here. So it's in my email. All right. You can go in and you can create a whole bunch of backgrounds. All right, let's see what I've got here. Usable for design. Nope, it's not what I want. All right, changed usable to vector. All right, here I've got a whole bunch of frames that I've vectorized. All right. Okay. I'm going to go out to a program now. All right. So now we're going to look at painting programs, or programs that we can use to actually design what we are looking for. There's several, and as you can see here on the screen, I've downloaded plenty. I'm still testing a whole bunch of them out. I look for sort of children's programs. They're the easiest to understand, and they can often do everything that all the other programs can do. All right. Before I start going into the programs now, I just want to check the messages again and see if there's anything or questions, etc. Okay, Ruth says she got everything so far. Ruth, is the screen any better now? Shame. Taquina's cat is 23 now. She's nearing her end, but she says she's had a good, long, love-filled life. Wow, 24 on the 1st of May. Handmade by Gardena says it's opposite my house. The cat is 18 pounds and my dogs are 9 pounds. 11 and 15, so the cat is bigger than the dogs. That's the thing, yes, this kitten is going to grow up and then she's going to give the small dog trouble. That was the cat giving the dog trouble again. Okay, Kelly says that Devora Lansky has an excellent, inexpensive course on using Canva. All right. There are videos on YouTube as well on using Canva. Your Way Crafting, Brenda, the basic Canva is for free. The very basic one is free. So there is a way to use Canva for free, but there is definite limitations on it. Yeah, and I love creating new words. Ruth, I'm really glad if your screen is better now. Okay, so I've got this. I've actually been designing the thing so far on my older iPad. So I'm going to go in with you to see what we can do. So let's choose one, guys. Let's say we choose drawing desk. Okay. No, that says photo desk. No, that doesn't look like one that I want to use. Okay. All right. So let's use Sketchbook. Let's see what that does. All right. Let's take Sketchbook. Change the thickness and opacity of the drawing line. Let's just see if it shows on the screen. Yes, it does. All right. I'm just trying to get the screen in as well as I can. All right. Okay. So I think I'm going to use this one. This one looks like it's got a whole bunch of options here. What I can see here is I can see it gives me the brush size there that I can increase opacity. That's how see-through it is, or transparent or not transparent the image is. That helps a lot. It has the option for brush, eraser, photo, sticker, stamp, remove, clear. It's got all these color options and a plus button so you can add. It's got canvas. It's got shape. It's got curve, undo, redo, share, and settings. So that looks like a good basic program. So I think I'm going to use that. So let us click yes or forward or something. All right. I have no idea what to click now to work on it. Okay. So right, so the brush we've selected. Let's click erase. Wonderful, guys. I've got a wonderful program here, and now I don't know how to use it. There we go. Okay, so this is just a quick tutorial. So it shows you on stamps. It's got basic, it's got animal, it's got bird, birthday, cloud, flower. Okay, happy with that. And it says tap anywhere you want and the stamp will be placed there. Okay, got that. If you tap multiple times, you will get multiple stamps. That's interesting now. So think about this. If you want to create a page that has a pattern on it, you understand what I mean by, like, you get pictures with a butterfly and there's butterflies all over the picture. So you would be able to go back here to stamps. Like, let's say there's a hot air balloon. So you can now take a hot air balloon and then click on the screen multiple times and it will keep on placing a hot air balloon. That's quite a nice feature. All right. Then it says remove, tap on it if you want to remove your previous sticker or stamp. Change your canvas color. Remember, if you use photo in the canvas, then you won't be able to change the canvas color. So it's really important that we change the color beforehand. Sorry, I keep on clicking the screen. So it's important that we change the background color beforehand, because once we add a photo or a vector file, we're not going to be able to change the canvas color. All right. Then it says it has different types of shapes. That would be a good thing to play around with trying to create tags, etc. I've not managed to do that so far. I've tried playing around with creating tags, but it's really difficult for me. I was thinking in the end I might have to create tags on a piece of paper and then scan them in and then use the scan and decorate the scan once it's on the screen, color it in and that sort of thing. All right. Then it says you can deliver curved lines by using the curve function. All right, so we're happy with that and we're clicking back. All right, and there we go. All right, so we're going to create a background first. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say canvas. And all right, now it shows me a whole bunch of these colors are locked. They're not available. All right, so my colors that are available is basically from the top there. Let's just run through them. Brilliant if you want to pay for everything, but not whilst you're not paying. Right. All right, so there are my color options for now. So I think I'm going to choose a white canvas. All right, oops, I'm going to undo that. All right, I'm going to choose a brush. I'm going to make my brush quite big. And I'm going to make the opacity quite as dark as possible. I'm going to choose a color here. Let's go for a purple. And I'm just going to brush it over the screen. Okay, this looks very kiddie to me. It doesn't look, all right, let's back there. I'm going to undo that. And I'm going to change my opacity of my brush to very little. All right, and let's do it that way. All right, I think I need to choose the color again. Nope. Opacity is still too light. Okay. All right. But this, so by doing that, and when you go over a thing the second time, it creates a different effect. It obviously gets darker. So that way you can color in the canvas. This is not ideal. I've worked with better programs. All right. So that's the way I would be testing it out. Okay. But this for me now as a background is obviously completely crap. Okay. I won't be using this. But what is nice to see is, for instance, now I can select shape and then I can see if I can create a tag. I'm not going to do that now, but the point is sometimes you can do something in one program, but you can't do it in a different program. So it's worth it to remember which programs you can use for what, and then try to create it that way. This background to me at the moment looks very abstract. Maybe if I do it in circles, I can create something that doesn't look so bad. All right. But no, this is not something, it looks very cartoony to me, and that's not something I'll be using. So I'm going to go out here. I'm going to look for something else to use. Let's look at Creative Mind. On my old, yeah, you see, this is what's been happening. This is the one I've been using, but now every time I open it, it closes. And that's actually the reason why I don't know which program to use, and I forgot to check beforehand. Oh, look there. That is a tag that I've sort of designed. If you look at that, what I did here is I pasted in a square and another square, and then I pasted in circles. So there's a circle, and then there's a circle, and there's a circle, and then I try to erase the in-betweens, you know. Right, so that's the idea here. All right, I'm going to start a new canvas. How do I save this? Let's say File, Save, to Camera Roll. Would like to access your photos. Okay. Right, so that's saved. That's an advert because I'm using a free app. Close it. Right, now I want to create a new file. Okay, let's just see. Right, let's say sketchbook. Nope, that's not what I want. Close. Dogs are not happy. Alright, I'm looking for something like just a canvas or a blank screen. Nia yellow. Okay, so there I've got a clean screen. Do you see the DPI there? I don't know that I can change it. Let's see if I try to increase it. Nope, that's not what we want. Original. Okay. All right, you would want to check that. All right, am I showing? Is that in the screen? You would want to check that. All right, so you would need to look for a program where you can change the DPI. I'm not going to do that now because I want to try to start doing something and showing you guys. All right, so I'm just going to click done there, and there I've got a clean canvas. Okay, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so that you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Right, I'm going to click on the brush. I'm going to click on, let's see, I'm looking for some sort of an effect. Right, I'm going to click on spray, and let's see what that does. I need to pick a color, I suppose. Recolor. No, man, guys. None of the things that I'm trying now is working. Why is that? Why is that? All right, let's just find something that can work. Okay. All right, so I'm going to use a brush. Transparency. Pick a color. Let's do it in red. And the size. Okay. All right. Nope, that looks very cartoony. Sorry, guys. I need to find a program. The one that I've been using is that Creative Mind, but that is not working today. So, but this is literally what you're going to be doing. You're going to go through all the programs, and that one says it's got a 7-day trial period, so that one will definitely not work. Your doodle, we've been in there. All right. Picasso. Okay. It says create digital art, access photos. Okay. So let's see what this gives us. Right. So let's take a photo. I'm going to take a frame. Let's take that one. All right. There's a frame. So now it says artistic. Effects. Guys, I need to stop this. This is not working. This is not how I've been doing it. And now I can't show you guys because I thought my creative mind would work and it's not working. Let's just find something that works. Let's try Medibang. Close. All right, we're going to say new canvas. All right, just new canvas. All right, this looks better. Okay. All right, let's see what okay. Here it shows us the device size. You can change that. All right, the width of the canvas. I'm going to enter the dimensions for A4, which is 3508. I'm going to enter the height, which is 2480. That is for A4 page. All right, and that is in pixels. Resolution, it says 350 dpi. I don't mind that. The better quality, the better and crisper the picture. And the background color, I don't know where to change that. Okay, it's sort of chosen gray as an automatic one, but let's assume that's okay. Click done here. Get this keyboard out of the way. Right, there it has an option for comic or color, comic template or standard template. I'm going to choose standard and then I'm going to choose done. It would like to use Bluetooth. It's going to take me through a tutorial now. I don't want to go through a tutorial right now. All right, close. All right, there's my screen. Okay, this looks like a really good start. It looks a little bit complicated for me, but it looks like it gives me a whole bunch of options. Okay, so I'm going to select a color. I'm wondering if you guys can see the color. Let me just move this into the screen. Okay. So I'm going to use that sort of pinkish, brownish color. Okay. I'm going to choose a brush. And I would like it to be a watercolor brush. All right. And the opacity of it, I'm going to make sort of halfway. So that's sort of 50. It says 47%, sort of halfway. Okay, so I'm just going to very quickly color the screen, and I'm just looking for a brush size at the moment. All right. Pen pressure. All right. All right, my brush size is really small. I'm just looking for a place to change the brush size. Size, there we go. And I'm changing that to the biggest size they've got. Opacity 40%. All right. So I'm just going to go with, that changed the color. Let's just make it like that. Okay. I'm okay with that. Watercolor. Watercolor. Done. All right. And I'm very quickly going to go over the screen with the watercolor effect. All right. So you can see there already you're starting to create something that is not as comic looking or animated looking. And where I color twice, it definitely colors in. All right. So now I'm going to just change my color slightly darker. That's maybe too dark. All right. And I'm going to change the size of my brush. And I'm going to just go around the sides. I need to click done, I think. Alright, and I'm still choosing watercolor. I'm going to choose airbrush, I think. Airbrush. Done. And I'm going to go around the edges. My opacity is too little. One more. Can you guys see that, or is it too light for you? My brush size is too small for me. I want it bigger. My opacity is still too light for me. I want it more. Okay, can you guys see that? So I'm just creating a vignette effect, which means I'm creating a frame around this. Guys, I feel so stupid now for struggling around with these programs. I thought my creative mind was going to work, and now it didn't work. And now I feel like I've been wasting your guys' time. I'm so sorry. I'm too scared to read the comments right now. I'm scared you guys are going to tell me that I've been buggering around. Alright, so can you see, guys, see that effect that I'm creating? Alright, I'm going to read comments now. I'm a little bit scared for that. Okay, I see I'm way far behind. Okay, that was Susie saying the dog and the kitten wants to eat each other. Okay, vectorized is a new word. Looks good. Does it have a manual? I have no idea what that was. We are learning with you. It's okay if you don't know how. We don't either. Thank you, Susie. I'm glad you're giving me that leeway. Ah, Jacqueline is here. Lovely crafting lodge. Welcome. I'm really glad you're here. Howdy everyone. Don't forget to thumbs up this video. Thank you. That's a good start to when you come into the room. Appreciate it, Jacqueline. Okay, you're saying the video has more than something people watching now, but you didn't give it a number there. Thank you to Queena. It is good for layering effects. Yeah, I'm not sure which one you were referring to now, your way, Brenda. But yeah, the point is that my idea is not yet to tell you which programs to go and download. My idea is to show you how I'm playing around with programs until I find one that I understand and one that I can work with. Now, that is going to be different for each one of us if you're going to do designs, because your background in electronic stuff is different. You might have to start really on a kiddie program. You know, might have to start on a very, very basic, written for 5-year-olds app, and then work your way up to more complicated apps once you sort of understand how to select the color and how to select the brush and that sort of thing. So and also if you're using Android, it's going to be different again because the programs are not going to have the same name. Medibang, by the way, is over all platforms and it's on laptops as well. So the one that I'm on at the moment, Medibang, is on all platforms. It's a well-known platform. It's sort of a Photoshop alternative. Right, let's just go back and read. The idea, coming back to what Brenda said, is you play around until you find something that makes sense to you. But the point is it's doable. Don't go and say, no, I can't do this, or dude, that program looks too complicated, etc. I showed you the cartoony programs. You go onto a cartoony program, you import a photo and you put a layered effect there with a little opacity. And slowly you grow up to a program or an app that you actually do understand. Woof woof Yoda. Yeah, you know my dog's name. That was Yoda, you're right. You must not Yoda. Whatever we are going to do after the election with no more political ads bombarding us. That's true. It's because you're live. It's like separating a napkin. These things work better when nobody is watching. That's true. That's so true. Can you post the link again, please? Thank you. Thank you, Susie, for asking. And thank you for Tequina for posting. I appreciate it. Okay, I'll have to save this for tutorials. Time I started getting stuff in canning jars and cleaning. Going to be a long day. Kelly, thank you for joining us. I'm sorry that I haven't. But you got a good bit of it at the beginning, didn't you? That explained things that you didn't understand. Thank you. He's saying it's a great tutorial. I feel very discombobulated at the moment. All right. Creative blessings to you too. What is too light, Tequina? The screen. Yeah, it's sort of I can choose a different color and do it again. It is sort of a light pinkish color. Sounds like it, Kelly. All the best with your productive day. Stephanie says, no, we love you. We all struggle. Thank you. Okay. I did make it very clear that you're learning with me, no? All right. Don't be scared. We're free to leave if we want to. Thank you. Thank you. I'll just calm down and hope everybody enjoys learning with me. Okay. I know nothing, so you know a whole lot more than me. Okay. Gardina, thank you. I appreciate that. All right. I'm going to try to slightly calm down. Ruth, I'm going to redo this and I'm going to do it in a darker color for the purpose of explaining what I'm doing. Right, so I'm going to choose a sort of a reddish color. All right, I'm going to choose a brush and I'm going to choose a watercolor brush. Okay, to begin with. All right, I actually think I'm going to choose a wet watercolor brush. Okay, and my opacity is quite light. I'm just going to go over this, so I'm not going to change the canvas, anything about it. I'm just going to now do it with a, okay, my brush size I'm not happy with. I'm going to increase the brush size. All right, and then I'm going to color it in. Ruth, I now need feedback from you if you can see this. Is this any better? I see it's still a sort of a light red. It's not a dark red. I'll go around the sides with a darker red to create that vignette color. All right, so you can also see you can create layers by going with a light color and a darker color and a darker color, etc. Right, now I'm going to choose a slightly darker red and I'm going to go right around the edges. Oh, I see I need to create. No, take the keyboard away. I want a brush and I want to wait. I'm wondering if I create, if I have other effects that I can use. Pen. All right, no. All right, so I'm going to choose a wet watercolor. Done. All right, and I'm going to go around the edge. The color is not dark enough, or it's not done. All right. I'm doing it more pronounced than what I would usually do it, but I'm doing it so that the picture shows, all right, on the screen. This is not blended in well enough according to me, but I want to just make sure it shows on the screen, all right. I can see through the visor that does show, all right. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to import one of the vector files, so one of the pictures onto this. So before we go on to that, do you guys get the general idea of what I've just done? I've just sort of created a background so that we can move on and use a background to design our page. Right, I'm just going to read comments for now. Okay, Ruth, sorry, I hope you can still hear me. It's fine, go well. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate your support. Okay, now Brenda says she has to go. She has to deal with a grandchild again for making stupid posts. Not a problem, Brenda. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. All right. Sorry, watching grandbaby for a few minutes. No, Susie. Okay, everybody seems to be going now. All right, I'll just go on. All right, can I go on to adding pictures now? I still have to find the functionality on here. I have no idea how to import anything. We'd need to create that. All right. Here you can create layers. So you can create something in an optional layer. Maybe let's do that. Color layer, mask layer, stencil layer, halftone layer. Okay, add from a photo. So we're going to do that. Medibang would like to access your photos. Okay. Would access the camera. That's not what we want. Nope, we don't want to take a photo. All right, I'm just trying to find a place where I can add a, okay, this says watercolor edge. Watercolor edge, cloudy. That sounds cool. All right, what's that? Okay, that's now created an identical layer, which makes it kind of darker because it's like the two is sort of merged. All right, press and hold layers to swap. Okay, and okay, I'm looking for a place to import a photo. Let's go. Login, save, shortcuts. Export PNG, export in custom format, reference. Okay, this gives me export, so that's where I would save when I'm finished. Cut, copy, paste, rotate, resolution, canvas size. There is canvas size, so it's the second one from the top, and here it's the second one from the bottom. Remember when and there it says background color, so this actually has a lot more options than I would have thought. Okay. Third option there seems to be the color wheel. Select all, deselect, invert screen selection, expand, contract, draw selection border. I can't read those. They're small and they're behind the blank. Create something and create a selection from layer. Nope, we don't want to do that. Okay, I'm going to click on that one. No, that seems to be color options. That seems to be color options. The hand is what? Release hand tool. Nope, don't know what that is. Would need to learn. No idea what that is. Would need to learn. Okay. All right, we need to find a place to import a picture. All right, maybe this save button. Purchase. This function is creative limited. Nope, we don't want that. Brush. Clear layer. No. Straight lines, rectangles, ellipse, zigzag, curves. That one gives a color palette. That one makes the screen bigger. I'm gonna go back. It's a magic wand. There's so much I don't know. Brush settings. Select the erase tool. Nope. New panel, pen stroke, horizontal slices, up and down. Good grief, there's a lot I don't know. This creates a panel. No idea what that means. Nope, we don't want that either. I'm gonna go back. All right, maybe this button here at the bottom. Okay, that saved it. It's not quite what I wanted. All right, I have no idea how to add a picture in here. To add materials, click the plus button. There we go. Okay. So I clicked on those little blocks at the top. There's it's the second button from the right, that blue blocks. I clicked on that, and then it says download materials, select an image to add from a photo, scan to add from canvas, import from another app. Right, so I'm going to say import from another app, and I'm going to look for my photos if I can find them. Nope, can't find them there. So let's choose that one again. Why does it not? Okay, materials, select an image to add from photo. Let's do that. Nope, we don't want to take a photo. Select an image to add. Okay, right. So I'm looking for a vector. Right, there's a vector. Right, so let's say we're going to add those butterflies. All right, I have no idea why it created a whole bunch of butterflies. I must have. Look at that. Now, this was completely by accident. I have no idea why it's doing this. But do you see there, if you play around there, you would now be able to create a pattern paper with a whole bunch of butterflies on it. And that's quite cool. I would need to go back now to figure out to just add one picture. But do you see that? There's sort of a patternator, a pattern creating program. I wonder if you can twist the, yep, look there. If I twist the image, then it creates the butterflies flying in a different way. So you can keep on twisting it. All right. I have no idea if the ratio. Okay, that increases the ratio. Right, but I'm going to go back either way because that's not what I wanted. Right, I have no idea why this canvas is only sort of showing half of this. Right, I'm going to erase, delete that. I'm going to add material, select an image to add. I'm going to add a vector. Let's add this picture, this photo. Done. I have no idea where it is now and how I must add it. You see, and this is what you're going to do. You're going to keep on playing around till you find I'm doing something wrong, but I'm quite liking the effects. I want to twist this around. Rotate. So there, I've twisted it around. I'm quite liking that. What do you think of that, guys? Obviously, I would need to cut the white sides off, but I'm quite liking that effect. Let's read comments. Oh, Susie says she's not leaving. She's just watching the baby. Jamaiti says, I have to leave now. Thank you so much for the tutorial. Loved listening to you. New word and in my vocabulary too, vectorized. To all watching, hope you have a lovely day. Enjoy your day. Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate it. Or Jamie, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Thank you very much for joining us. I really, truly appreciate it. Patternator. Yes, new word. Two new words. Photo Mum is here. She used to be Fairy Fantasy, but JH Photo Mum. I'm glad that you're on my live stream. She's been asking me when am I going to live stream for weeks and weeks. She's the Craftinator. That's a new one. That's on you. I quite like that. All right. Cute effect. I like the flowers. Please hit thumbs up. Hello. All right. So I have no idea how to add one photo, but I'm quite liking this. I'm gonna say done, and then I'm gonna save this. I'm hoping. No. Right. I think we said it was on the top left-hand side, didn't we? Save. All right. New save. All right. New save successful. I just have no idea where it saved it. Let's go to my photos and see if it saved it in my photos. Recent. Nope. That's not in my photos. Where do you think it would have saved it? Do you think it would have saved it in Medibang? Because that also doesn't help if you can't actually save the pictures anyway. Let's see. Watercolor edge. Nope. Let's go back. Right, where would this be saved? Paste, rotate, canvas. Right, let's choose our save option again and see. Export, PNG or a JPEG file. I think I'm going to choose that option. Select a file format to share. JPEG, PNG, close. So I'm going to choose a JPEG because for me it's a final product. JPEG is like a photo. Right, now it's saying where do we want to save it. So I'm going to say save it to where? Files. I'm going to say save image. All right, so let's go see in my photos if it's there. Yes, there it is. Okay, look at that. Not sure about these white sides, but then on the other hand, if it's a half, you know, like a half page. So if I put my pen there, and you would fold that in a journal page, then let me just get something to put over it. Then half of the page would look like that, and the other half would look like the other half, which is not completely ugly. Not sure about the difference there is too big for me because I tried to pronunciate the differences. But okay, so there I created something way more by accident than on purpose, but you get the idea. So now you're just going to take a program and you're going to start playing around with, all right, I'm going to go back here. All right, I want to color the rest of this canvas. So I'm going to choose brush. All right, and I'm going to choose this middle color. All right, and I have no idea how to make it big again. Let's make it small like that, and then I can hopefully color. Okay, no, that's the dark color. I want the light-ish color. No, let's go back to the top there and create a light color. All right, so I'm just coloring in. I'm actually thinking I want to erase this dark circle. I think I'm going to erase the whole thing. Where was the eraser, people? Can you guys remember? All right, eraser tool, size, big, opacity. All right, I'm going to, no, I need the size to be very big. No, this is going to take me forever to erase this way. All right, clear layer. There. There we go. Okay. So we're going to select the brush again. We're going to select a bluish color. Let's do that. Or purple. Let's do a purple color. Purplish color. All right. And I want a watercolor effect. Actually, we should choose a different effect now. No, because we already had watercolor. So let's choose a different type of effect. Why is it opening my keyboard now? All right. Choose a palette. I want purple. Choose a color. Alright, we have purple. Alright, I want the size to be big. I want the opacity is on 27%. Let's make it 33%. Huge width. Okay. Alright, so there we go. I'm just brushing in. I see the screen is off screen again. Let me increase that. Let me move that up for you. Right. I can increase the size here, but I don't want to do what it did earlier with making half the canvas white because I didn't increase it. So I'm preferring to do it this way so I can actually see what I am doing. Alright, so you guys can see I'm just literally coloring the page with a watercolor effect. Right, now I'm going to change it to watercolor dry if I can find a way to. I wonder what Sumi is. So shall we try Sumi? See what Sumi does. Choose a different color. I'm going to choose black so I can immediately see what Sumi does. I have no idea what Sumi does. Sumi, done. Let me just see what that does. No, it just looks the same to me. I'm going to go back. Alright. And let's choose another effect. Close the keyboard. Choose. Alright, we've got pencil, pen, pen sharp, G pen, mapping pen, H pen, stipple pen, watercolor, watercolor, acrylic, airbrush, blur, smudge, sparkle brush, rotation, symmetry pen, eraser, and eraser. So let's try smudge. What do you guys think about smudge? Alright, and I'm going to choose a slightly darker purple. And I'm going to go around the edges. Oh, it's like you would put oil on something. Let me increase the size for you there and you see what it does. I wonder if you'd be able to see that. So if I do that, let me just increase the size of this. That's too big. Okay. So let's choose a darker color so you can see what it does. I quite like this. But where you leave it, it leaves a mark, like it would when you lift the sponge off something. So one moment it's light and then the next moment it's dark. So if you look at that, do you see that effect at the bottom right corner now of the screen? So it's smudged it there. I'm wondering if you wouldn't use that as a sort of a blending tool. If, you know, like when you haven't got vectors and you would want to blend, that might not be a bad tool. Okay, the point of the matter is I think we're going back to an airbrush because that's what I understand. I don't want to play along the whole time in here. All right, so I'm going to just make my canvas smaller again so we can all see it. All right, and I'm going to choose a darkish purple. All right, and I'm going to go around the edges. And I'm going to airbrush. This color looks very similar to me. You can nearly not see it. I'm going to change it to slightly darker. All right. I wonder if my color palette. All right. Let's see if that. Yeah, that's more visible. All right. So I'm literally just going around the corners and creating a halo effect again. I sort of tend to do this with all of them. Right. There was another program that I used that allowed me to create like a brush effect, like like a grid effect. Let me show you that. Maybe I'll be able to show you the. I think it's in my email. Yeah, I think it's in my email. Let me just. Google. Okay, I'm just going to go into my email without you guys having a look at my sign-in details. Not the other one. Nope, not that. Right, then it must be in my designs. Okay, here we are. Okay, have a look at that. All right, so if I increase, if I open that one. Right, I'm gonna make it big, 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 big. I'm hoping you guys are gonna see the texture. So that allowed me to create a texture on the page, sort of like a grid textures type of thing. You can very slightly see it on that. I can see it's not as good, but you can get an idea of the effect that it's got that little grid effect on there. Susie, we love free. I agree. Let me catch up with comments. I'm going to just show you another one whilst I'm doing that. How do I get this smaller? All right, like I think it was this one. Let's just see. Okay, so again, I'm hoping the effect will show there. I'm just waiting for the screen to change again. See if I can show you. Give it a chance to focus on that. All right, so I created these backgrounds. Let me see if I can. I don't know. Maybe that shows. I don't know what it was called. It was something that I played around with, and then it created that effect. And I love it. I love to sort of create the background and then choose a slightly darker color and then create this grid effect over the whole canvas. For me, that's a beautiful effect. So if you look at the overall effect of the picture, look at that. Let me move the screen slightly. To me, that's a beautiful background to start with, Guys, I think I must just check everything's batteries. It seems my dongle's battery is gonna die soon. Okay, my phone is well charged. So I'm gonna remove the battery from the phone. Let me just pull this wire out of the phone, and then I'm gonna put this charger. Okay, it's not going to buy me a whole lot of time, but it's going to buy me a little bit of time. Let's just see if that charges. Okay, that does charge, but it's only got one light or 4 lights, so it's got about 25%, so it's not going to buy me a lot of time. So we do need to slowly start closing on this session. We've probably got a few more minutes. I'm very scared that it's just going to go off before I can say anything or say goodbye or anything. So we can go on until it switches off. I'm going to read the comments, but I would love to hear if you guys have any questions. Photomom, no, it's Medibang. It's an app. It's a free app, and it's called Medibang. It is seen as a Photoshop alternative, but I know nothing about Medibang. I would probably need to go and watch a few tutorials next. I felt really, really weird today because I couldn't show what I wanted to show in the app that I usually use didn't work today. Every time I open it, it just closes on its own. It should have created a new folder named after the app. That's true. I will go and check on my files if it's there. Okay, yeah. If you look, Photo Mum, if you look in the description of the video, I made a list of the questions that I wanted to answer today. So I answered, what is DPI? That's dots per inch. How does the dots per inch influence your picture quality? What dimensions must I use for my design to achieve 300 dots per inch, which makes it a good quality image? What is a vector or a SVG or a PNG file, and how do you create it? What apps must I look for to download? The difference between using Photoshop and free apps. How do you create electronic backgrounds? That's sort of where I was now, right? And then how to plan your designs to get the right vectors. Okay, that one I still need to talk a little bit about. I did sort of talk about it slightly, but I still need to talk about it a little bit. The point is that it's better to plan your image beforehand and then go and search for all the images that you will need. And then that way, look for start creating vectors of everything that you will need. Because once you start designing, you do not want to stop here and now and create a vector of a flower or a vector of a butterfly or a vector of anything else. You sort of want to try to plan your picture ahead of time so that when you're busy designing, that you've got all the elements that you would possibly need to do that design. I think as when you grow, you will have a lot of vectors to choose from. But in the beginning, it's quite hard work to create all those vectors and to create all the elements that you would need and require to do a whole design every time, you know. That's why you'll see a lot of my designs are very simplistic. Let me go out here. Let me show you some of my designs. Actually, I want to show you in my email because there's a few there that you haven't seen. Go back to my email. Go back there. Right, these my designs and these my designs too. So let's go in there. There's a few here. I'm hoping you guys can see this. Let me use the pen rather than my hand. All right, so you can see there's a few. I wonder if I make that bigger, if it will. I wonder if I do that. Okay, so there's one. All right, I'm just going to work through my viewfinder now. Obviously, it's not the complete picture because this is just in my email. So it does have a flower there that's cut off. Yoda. My dog wants attention now. All right, so that one I showed you earlier. Okay, that one I showed you earlier. That one is the same design, but I sort of put effects on it, which is something I'll talk about at a later stage, so you can change the effects of a photo. Right. In that one I showed you to show all the design elements that I added. The dog is really wanting attention now. All right. That's also the flowers, just a different effect. And then that's a slightly different one. That's the same one, but oh no, sorry, I pressed on it now. I keep forgetting to use the pen and then I use the all right, let's just go on. Right, then there's a red one. There's a slightly, that one I showed you earlier, it's the one I blended the pictures in with. There's another one. A lot of these are the same ones, there's just a different effect. I want to show you the new ones that you might not have seen before. I wonder what that is. Let's see. Okay, that's one you haven't seen before. Right, so it's got a little branches there at the top, branches there, and then I put a little birdie on top of the branch there. I wonder. So there. That's a new one I've designed. All right. I'm going to go out, see what the next one is. All right, that one is just it's a very simple picture. It's just got those flowers at the bottom left-hand side. It's that background that I showed you guys earlier. All right, and that one, that's got nothing. That's just a pink background with that grid on, which I don't think it shows on screen. And then that one also has nothing on. It's just a reddish design with that screen. All right, I'm just going to go back to my other one that says my designs. That doesn't seem okay. So that's just a red background. Oh, there's one with the pictures showing. Right, so let me try and decrease the size here. Okay, so I don't know if that helps. So that's sort of a big one with the picture. The picture is like half the whole picture. All right, and then this. Oh no, hold on. Let's show you that one. Okay, that one is a photo that I changed the effects and I put a screen around it. Let me just move this. I put a screen around it, so it's not the right side up. Let's do this. Show you. Sorry, I can't get the whole screen in at once. So, all right. So that's just literally a photo that I changed. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. I wonder if that one has more to it if I click on the picture. No, it doesn't. Okay, so that gives you the idea of that design. It's just got the pictures, the flowers on the left-hand side. There's one with a lady on. That's the one I want to show you. Ah, here we go. Okay. Click on that. Okay, click. Okay. So that's what I've designed. I know it's a bit weird. Right, so maybe if I make it, no, that's too small. Right, I'm going to have to show it to you in sections. So there's a lady under a whole bunch of branches or leaves. There's a little leaf, and there I've added a stamp with a stamp image. I like sometimes adding something into the picture that doesn't belong there, like that stamp. And it's all on a wood grain background, and I created the wood grain background in Canva. All right, that's I did that one yesterday, so it's literally brand new. The reason I had to email it is I did it on the old iPad. Okay, so let's just read comments and see. Created a new folder. Photo. We love free. We do. I agree. I'm doing this on my iPad, Photo Mum. But you can do it on a phone as well because it's just apps. I'm phoning. Yeah, I'm filming with my phone, but I'm working on the iPad. Susie, you're such a good sport for answering the questions because I ignore them for too long, don't I? Sumi was like really faint spray paint look. It shaded slightly. Yes, yes. And it sort of kind of smudged it like an oil paint, you know, like it got that oil smear type of look. But that's what you would do is you would just go and play around with different effects, you know, until you get something that you like. The whole point, look, if you've got Photoshop background, then you wouldn't even be doing what we're doing here. You know, you wouldn't even be trying this because you would know Photoshop and you would know how to do it. I'm literally trying to teach myself from scratch without having to pay for programs, etc. So and there's a lot of people out there that don't know Photoshop, and it kind of debilitates us to not be able to do any designs because we, how do you learn to do Photoshop now? And also not knowing if you would be the people that do Photoshop tutorials say click here, click here, click here, and then it's a whole big disaster. Do you know what I think I'm gonna do in future if I do recordings like this? I think I'm gonna do screen record. Like my tip videos. I think I'm gonna do a screen record video, and then I just rather tell you guys, okay, I'm gonna click on the top left hand side here now. Then my recording would be a lot better quality because you would literally be able to see the screen in future. Yeah, that reddish paper looks like posh textured paper. I agree. Gather all of your elements first is excellent advice. Yep. Taquina, you're the only person commenting. Oh no, there is some comments below. Right. Top right, purple flowers on the creamy paper. Ooh, that sounds nice. Yeah, Yoda needed attention. I always say his heart tank is empty and I need to fill his tank. So when he gets like that, I pick him up and I said, okay, look, just filling your tank. Look, mommy loves you. And then after a while, he's sort of, okay, I'm okay now. Birdie under the sea. Very pretty. Which ones is very pretty? I love the wood background. Yeah, I love the wood. I've actually got a few wood backgrounds, but it's literally on the iPad that I'm watching the comments on now. But I created them all in canva.com, and you can make them purple. You use the same one, but you can make it purple and blue and red and green and pretty much any effect that you wish to put on it. So it's quite cool. I don't know why that didn't work for me today. Heads up, Claray, you are 2 hours 47 minutes. Ooh, has it been that long? Ooh, that's a bit much. I didn't think it was going to take that long. Well, we've got a few minutes left. The thing is still showing that it's charging, so it's not dying yet. So we've still got a while, but we are sort of time limited when the dongle provides the internet. So when the internet shuts down, there's not much I can do. Photoshop is overrated, I think. Free apps do a great job. Screen recording would stop the glare too. Yeah. And I would be able to sit on my back on my couch and not having to sit upright and set up and all that. I would just be able to sit and record, and it would be a lot easier on the chatting as well. All right. Yeah, Susie, that's exactly I also tried to learn, and I also watched a few videos. I don't know if the tutorials out there are just really bad, but or it could be me. But I found that I think it's pretty much like, like on my tip video, my YouTube tip videos. If you just explain it slowly and say, okay, now you're going to do this and click here, and now you're going to do that and click there, then I would probably understand it. But people screen record, but then they don't show you where they're going to click. And then you just see the mouse move and you have no idea what they just did. And it goes faster than, or they assume there's steps that you already know. I really wanted to explain this at a slower pace. I realized it was a bit chaotic at times but there was a whole bunch of questions, like the questions that I've put in the description, that I wanted to sort of answer, because that's your basics before you can even start designing digitals. You guys can tell me if I explained the questions that I've put in the description well or not. If you read through that, do you have an understanding of all those things now? Yeah, that's it. I need to know if there's questions. I can't believe there's no questions. Are you all ready to go and do digital designs now? Do I need another session next time? Is there anything specifically you would like me to concentrate on? Am I done? Are you all learned now? Thank you, Susie. You guys said you lost me in the beginning, you and Joanne. But did the picture come together a little bit now at the end where you can sort of see what I did with the vectors and how you would create backgrounds and all that? Yeah, no, I still think the lesson is need to play. I don't think, but at least now one knows what to go and play at and what to do and what to look for. You know, this was a live, so obviously I tried to punch a whole bunch of information in here, but one can make shorter videos that says what is a vector file or a PNG file or a SVG file, and then you sort of just explain that concept. But I think without this specific live where all the concepts sort of come together, you know, I've given you a very, very rough crash course now from beginning to end of how to design a digital download printable junk journal kit. So, of course, there's a whole bunch of specifics I haven't handled, but now you've got the overall picture. So it was 3 hours of your life well spent. I'm hoping. Now you have a good idea of what it all entails and how to add them all together. But yeah, no, very much. You decide your own level and you go and look for a kiddie program and you start with a kiddie program. I mean, let's go out here and have a look. If you are really uncomfortable, where's my electronic pen right now? Oh, there it is. If you let's look for near my Lifiki. Mommy is busy. All right. Let's look for cartoon draw. Okay, that seems very kiddie. Okay. All right, it wants to go that way, so let's turn it. All right, turn photos into paintings using AI. Oh, so this is effects. Amazing effects with an single click, apply effect. So let's apply effect, and there it's changed that. So this is the other thing that you would do is you would take you would undo effect. I'm just going to show you again. So there's the horse painting, and then you apply the effect. Okay, so you can obviously now do that as well. You can get programs that would change your pictures into oil paintings or watercolor paintings. Okay. All right, so there's a whole bunch of pictures that's been changed. 5,000 plus unique art styles and effects. All right, so it shows you, well, it can't scroll up. Oh, there. So it shows you a whole bunch of options of how it can change photos into different. So imagine you take a rose, no, and you put it through one of these effects. It's going to look lovely. It's going to look beautiful. Right, next. Right, start premium enjoy. Try free trial 3 days. It's a wonderful program and you have to pay for it. So that cancels it out. So anything that needs to be paid for is a no-no. Right, just closing all these windows. I want to try some of the other apps. I wonder if I try Creative Mind. You know, the one that I've been working on. And I see if I do that, it's still there. So let's see if it works that way. Haha, do you think that would work? Okay. Add. All right. Maybe I can show you guys something quickly. Yeah. All right. So it says, so I've now created a new canvas here. So now it says preset, screen size, square, 180p, 4K, and A4. Right. So I want A4. All right, no, because I wanted to select my, I'm going to press home. I'm going to delete that. No, sorry, going out. I have no idea why that didn't work before. I'm going to look way more professional now. Okay, I'm going to create a new one. Plus custom. Right, I'm going to say the width. Why is my pen not wanting to work? I wonder if my pen is not flat. I'm just going to plug it into my iPad for a moment. See if it wants to charge. I'll just use my... Sorry guys, I just need to lift up this. I need to just charge my pen maybe for a bit. I'm just going to use my hand for now. The dog's now on the table. He needs attention. Okay, come sit here with mommy. Right, so now the pixels there. Where's my page that I wrote it on? Sorry guys, let's just get my comments. Okay, let me see if I can put the screen right so you guys can see better. Can you see now? All right, so for canvas width, I would now enter 3508, 3508. And then for canvas height, I would enter, it's not blue, why is it not blue? I would enter 2480, 2480. No, it's not taken. Why is this not reacting? Okay, next. Okay, I had to click next so it can go to the next one. Right, so 2480. All right, and then I say create. All right, so now there it's created a screen for me. Okay, so the first thing here at the top, I'm just wanting to make sure you guys can see it. So at the top here, I'm going to select the brush. All right, and now it shows me different types of brushes. So it says a flat brush there, then it says oil paint, then it says watercolor, round brush, hatch brush. That's the one I've been talking about earlier. Hatch brush. I wonder if I can increase. I'm going to just bring this closer to this camera, then you guys will pick up on what I meant. All right, that's that hatch feature. Just going to give it a chance to focus. That's the one that I've been using to create those. You can see a little bit. All right. So in this case, I will choose watercolor first because I want to just color in the back of my canvas. All right. So I would go onto my canvas. At the top right hand side, I'm going to choose a color. So there, I'm going to choose a color. All right, let's do it in a bit of a darker color so you guys would be able. I'm going to choose purple again. All right, purple is good. All right, then on this side, on the left hand side of the screen, do you see those two blue buttons? One is size. The top one is my brush size, so I'm going to increase that right to the top. And the one below that is the opacity of what I'm creating. I'm going to put that on around 62%. And now I'm just literally going to color in the canvas. All right. So it's literally, okay. If I go more than once in one place, it will make it darker. So you see that. So I'm going to do that again to create the whole thing. You see, that is exactly what watercolor does. All right. Now I'm going to choose that brush again, and I'm going to choose the hatch effect. All right. I'm going to increase my size of my brush quite big, and then I'm going to make the opacity sort of strong, but not too strong. So I'm just going to create hatches over the screen. All right. I realize it doesn't show, but it's sort of like a grid effect that I'm creating on here. Right, I'm going to choose a darker, actually I'm going to go for a lighter thingy. Yeah, let's choose I'm looking for a sort of nearly a white. Actually, I'm going to choose a white. Let's choose a whitish color. Okay. I'm going to choose, it's sort of a light blue. Maybe if I create the hatch effect with that, it would show. All right. Canvas big, opacity big. Okay. All right. There. You can maybe see that. All right. I'm going to show it closer to the camera screen. Hopefully it will focus and it will show you the gritty effect of that. I wonder if I put my hand here, if it will focus better on my hand. Do you see that hatch effect? I love that effect on the paper. I think I'm going to design 1 million of these. All right. So you get the idea. And then I'm going to really quickly do it now. Okay. So now I'm going to import a photo. I've been in so many programs now that I can't remember. All right. So I'm going to import an image here. I've clicked on tools and then import image. Photos. All right, I'm going to choose a vector. All right, so let's say I'm going to choose one of these frames for now. Okay, I'm going to choose that frame. All right, it shows as a vector. I'm using that. Now I can size it according to my canvas, or I can make it small, I can make it big, I can turn it, I can swap it, anything I want. So I'm going to put it onto my screen. It doesn't. Okay, I can't see my background completely, so I'm gonna make it smaller so I can see. All right, I'm gonna do that, and I'm clicking yes at the top right. All right, now I'm gonna add another image. What shall we add? Photos, a vector, and I'm going to add a white flower. What do you guys think? Choose a white flower. I'm going to use that. I'm going to twist it around. I'm going to make it bigger or smaller. And I'm going to put it in there. And then I'm going to say yes. I'm going to choose another image. I'm actually going to choose the exact same image. Vector, white flower, use, twist it around. I'm going to make that. I just want to put this in screen for you guys. All right, so I'm going to make this one bigger. And I'm going to, so half of the flower is now cut off the screen. Do you see that? It's cut off the screen. But when the screen cuts, that won't show. So if you've ever wondered how they put these beautiful flowers, and okay, so there I've got a big one and a small one. And I'm going to say yes. And I'm going to get another one. Oh, guys, now I feel so much better. Why couldn't I have done that? Why didn't it work in the beginning? At least now it looks like I know a little bit of what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm going to choose another one of these. I think I'm going to choose that one. All right, use. And I'm going to add that at the bottom front, yeah. Let's twist it around a little bit. So the blue and the green is against each other. No, I don't want that sticking out. All right. So there I've gone right over the other flower. So it's not necessarily what I want. But now I've made it small again. Okay. There we go. All right. And use. Okay. Right. And that's it. What I would do in this case is I would go and cut the canvas off beyond the frame like that, so that the frame is the end of it. And there you have a design. And now you would literally go and export this. I think it's the same option. Nope. Anyway, now you would export, I think it's the home function. Sorry, I'm trying not to put my hand in front of a screen, but it doesn't always work. Okay, there it's saved. Have a look there. I realize it's small, but you get the general idea. There I've done a design. So can you see, once you've created the vectors and you've got all the background pages ready, it's very, very easy to actually just create the digital. So the hard work is in backgrounds and creating vector files. Okay, let me catch up with the comments. Okay, so Photoshop is hard to learn. I gave up on it. That's Susie's comment. Thank you. She said I explained very well. Not ready. I need to take a sip of cool drink here. My throat is very dry. I'm good. I think I just need to play around with it. Gardena, I agree. Okay. All right. Stephanie also says I feel like I can try now. Yeah. You see, if you have a complete picture of what, oh, Siri just went on. If you have a complete background of how the whole thing fits together, then I think it's a whole lot easier to start looking for ways and means to achieve that, Like now you know now that you need to erase the background from a picture. Like that frame that you see. I mean, it's painstaking work to sit and erase the background from that frame, but I did it, And once you have the frame, it's there, it's ready. That's the things that I said I was willing to sell, like if I do all the work in creating these frames and roses and whatever, I was thinking if you guys are interested, then I can create these vector files for you, and then put them in packages like a frame package or a rose package or a whatever, Paris themed package or whatever, and then sell that vector package. So you can literally, and then I can even do background packages, like design backgrounds. And then you guys can take the background, take the vectors, and you can go and design. I really need a sip of cool drink now. Oh, throat was parched. Susie says, no, I can see what you did, but I can't see where I'm going. I'm rough. Rough is good. Do play around, everyone. Digitals mean no mess and an undo button. That's very true. That's very true. I would also suggest if you create something up to a point, like let's say I created this up to the point where I added the frame. Save that image, because you can very easily use that again and then not necessarily add white flowers to it. You might add something completely different to it next time. You can add birds or roses or whatever, Your Way Crafting, Brenda says, I am good, been watching in the background, good tutorials. Thank you, Brenda. Guys, I'm so sorry I fumbled around earlier. You saw now when I worked in a program that I know how much easier it went for me. But for some reason, my program didn't work and I was going to go live. And I mean, what do? You can't say, no, I'm not going live because my program doesn't work, So I thought I could, show you something else that does work, but it just didn't work out that way for me. I'm glad that this worked now, so you can't see I'm not a total complete asshole. All right. Gardena says, I'm working on my first digital kit now. Awesome. But I'm scanning in old pictures of my husband's grandmother. Oh, wow. That's going to be, that will have special meaning even. It's men in in the military for Veterans Day. That's unique. I've not seen a Veterans Day kit before. I also did my first YouTube video. Awesome, guys. Go sign up to Handmade by Gardena. She made her first YouTube video yesterday. Does who have making digitals for dummies? I don't know that anybody even wants to explain to us how to make digitals. You find like Photoshop tutorials, and they're not focused on creating digitals. They sort of just teaching you techniques. And then the people that does explain are designing on Canva. The problem with Canva files is that they are huge files. They're big. So it uses up a lot of memory. Now, when you're trying to create digitals for sale, there's only a certain, I think, 20 megabytes or something that you can upload, for instance, I'm under correction about the amount, but there's definitely a limitation on how big the file can be. Now, if you create Canva files, that is going to be too little for you. You understand what I mean? You're going to add 2 background pages, and then you've reached your 20 megabytes. To give you an example, I wanted to email the stuff from my old iPad to my new iPad. And with the files that I designed, I was able to send between 3 and 5 at a time. With the files that comes from Canva that I designed on Canva, I was literally able to send 1 file at a time. The moment I attach a second file, it said it was too big. So there's a huge difference in the size of the files. Brenda says, but mom is coming to get my grandson now. There was no school due to a snowstorm. It's summer here, so it's really weird to talk about a snowstorm. But glad you joined. I'm not sure if you mean you're leaving or just mom is coming. I'm not sure. Thank you. Probably Susie, maybe digital art for dummies. You are at 3 hours. Good grief. Okay. That's good or bad, I'm not sure. Designer is the app I use. I'm an Android user. I don't know if it's on Apple. I think there was a small upgrade fee, but it's free at first. Okay. So there's a good suggestion for if you're an Android user, is you can use Designer. It's got the it's DESYGNER. So there's a good suggestion for a Android digital program that you can use. And Takina says she loves it, so she thinks it's a good program. Brenda says there are some great digitals and you're making some nice ones. I have attention to detail for journals, but the attention span of a gnat when it comes to creating digitals. I desperately want to create digitals. I feel there's so many things that I myself would use that doesn't even exist yet. So, and I think that's what you need to do at first, is you design for yourself. You design something that you would love to use. And I think if you make what you love, others will love it too. But I mean, everybody has their own opinion of, some people design exclusively. Guys, my battery of my Wi-Fi thingy is flickering on and off. I'm not going to say goodbye, but it might cut off and then there's nothing much I can do. So if it cuts off suddenly, have a lovely day. I've said goodbye. If not, I'm just going to keep on reading through the comments, and then when I'm at the end, I'll greet. But my battery is flashing. There are some great, I think I've read that. If you wanted to change the color of the flower, you would have to delete it or not. I don't know if you can. And I think you can do that in Photoshop. I have really not figured it out. I've tried to change the color of this frame, the frame on here, to like a grayish color, and I didn't manage to do that. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I would assume you would need a new flower. You would be better changing the color of the flower before importing it if you didn't have a flower in the chosen color that you could use. But how would you change it, Takina? Do you have that skill? Can you tell us how? But what if you change your mind after you get it on there? Yeah, that unfortunately there's an undo button, but that's why I said you need to save at certain stages. So if you're happy with this purple background, and then you save it. If you're happy with the purple background with this frame on it, then you save it. So next time if you need that frame or that background, you have it to use. But what if you, okay, would have to save your progress, then open the flower and edit the color, or have a selection of flowers to choose from. You can get them for free. Yeah. All right. Carefully zoomed in. Okay. All right, guys. Any questions? My dongle's battery is literally gonna die in a second. So I'm gonna wish you all a lovely, lovely day. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you found value in this session. I hope it was good. I hope I taught you something that you don't know yet, or that you weren't aware of, or given you a new angle. And I know for a lot of people, it's a huge frustration that we can't design digital. So I'm hoping that this has sort of opened up a whole new doorway for you, a craft portal that you can enter into. Getting poetic. And I'm not hoping I'm off already, because I'm not seeing any bye-bye comments from anybody. Thank you, guys. Have a lovely day. Love you plenty. Oh, I wanted to do shout outs. Handmade by Gardena has just uploaded her first video, so please go subscribe there. Takina doesn't have a YouTube channel, but she's a lovely friend. Susie's Craft Room likes to show us how to craft on a budget, how to do junk journals on a budget. So she has some magnificent ideas of how you can craft on a budget. Your Way Crafting is doing a lab book in it's the most extraordinary work. It's luxurious and beautiful and stunning. Well worth going to watch her work. She does beautiful, beautiful work. I'm just scrolling backwards to see who else is here or may still be here. Stephanie Shalansky, at the moment, she's doing book surgery. Coffee, paper, scissors, all one word. She's doing book surgery at the moment for a Christmas journal that she's not happy with. Very interesting what she finds nice and what she doesn't find nice, but also well worth going to watch. Actually does really beautiful work. Very friendly, very nice person. I'm just scrolling back to see who else. JH Photo Mum builds fairies from clay, and she does resin work, a lot of clay work and a lot of resin work. Not quite the art journal or the junk journal world, but very, very similar techniques. And I'm sure you guys would like it if you're artistic at all. All right. I'm sort of an hour ago now, so I don't see anybody else. Okay, I'm just going to scroll back to the bottom and say if anybody said bye-bye to me. All right, we're still on. Okay. You're very welcome, Gardena. I hope you do really, really well. We're all a community, and we all stand together. Stephanie, mwah, mwah. Lots of kisses there to you. Stephanie wrote me a very, very, very first comment on my channel ever. Made a major big impact on me. Stephanie, I don't know if you remember what that comment was, but it was a cool one. Susie says, love you bunches. Susie, love you too. Mwah, mwah. Big hug. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for your support as well. Tequina, thank you for being my moderator. You are my lifesaver, and thank you, my friend. I so appreciate it. Susie, also thank you very much for that research you did for me in the beginning to go and find out how I create a moderator. Very much appreciated. Tequina, you did a magnificent job. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. Guys, if you would like to buy me a coffee, if you found any value in this, then please click there on my coffee shop link, and any contributions would be much appreciated. Brenda says, thank you, Lorraine. Great teaching. This has been great, even with my grandson being a brat and posted a nasty. Sorry, ladies, for this. No wonder you did not want to talk to me. Who did not want to talk to you? Not me. I just sort of get involved in what I'm doing and then I don't, I forget to read my comments. All right, guys. I love you guys. Thank you very much. It was a pleasant afternoon. Sorry for the fumbles. Glad I could rectify it at the end. All right, I think I must just change the screen to something nice. So if Google takes a screenshot for the, oh no, but I have, I actually have thumbnails now, don't I? So I'm not dependent on Google's thumbnails. All right, guys, have a nice day. Now I need to figure out how to end this broadcast again. Bye, everyone. Remember to press subscribe. Bye.